see saffron. So had Baba Ramdev been a man in white khadi kurta and pajama, they would have kind of been quite appreciative of what he was saying.
Anna was dressing robes. You were not appreciative of it.
I mean, whatever he does, there is always a suspicion he's helping the BJP. First, they try to say the same thing about Anna. Then they realized that Anna was not kind of being aided by the BJP or the RSS. Now they are saying Ramdev is a tool of the BJP. But you see his support base. He has millions and millions of followers and supporters on TV. He does not need
for yoga.
The BJP or the RSS.
Mohan Bhagwat said last time. Mohan Bhagwat, head of RSS, said we are backing him. That our people are supporting.
Yeah, it's okay. We support. We support. Of course we support. Of course we support, because these are national issues. This is not a BJP. It should be your issue also, Bharat. It should be your issue.
It is. But I'm saying, do it in Parliament.
Must be brought.
Do it in Parliament. Do it through.
What is the problem?
You want to capture all spaces. You want to capture legislative space. You want to capture public space.
Let's go by what Chandra said.
In democracy, everybody has a right to protest. Everybody has a right to support somebody.
But then does it become a bit of a fast when every few weeks, like a relay hunger strike, everybody is going on a fast to fight this generic anti-corruption war with no specific focus?
No, last Thursday on another channel I said,
well, that you should ask Baba Ramdev, not me.
What Anna Hazare has done is, by distancing himself post with, what you've done is you've also sent out a message of greater cynicism to the people, saying that nothing is going to happen in this country. There could be nothing worse. You have only three kinds of citizenry in any democracy: the engaged, the enraged, and the disinterested. We've for long been disinterested. We were engaged by Anna Hazare, and then we were enraged. But where does this lead to? So as Bharat rightly says, if you have something to do or something to get done, force the BJP. Why should the BJP or any party, I'm not referring to BJP alone, I'm saying why should parties that are being elected to Parliament abrogate their responsibility and transfer that?
We talked about this during the Anna Hazare agitation. Has the opposition completely ceded space to civil society over the last year or so?
No, not at all. I think I'm really surprised. An intelligent man like Suhail does not seem to be reading the newspapers or watching television these days. And Nidhi, I'm even more surprised by your comment. I think the issue of corruption, whether it's 2G,
I read the Pioneer
and other issues, then you should not be talking. Then you know what exactly the political parties, particularly the BJP, is doing. And we have repeatedly, I mean, who has put the government on the mat? Who has got so many ministers to resign? Who has brought the Lokpal bill, in a position where the Congress is running for cover? Who has done this?
Anna.
So don't accuse us of not doing anything. Everybody is doing a lot in this. The whole issues were BJP's issues, and we are very glad that other elements are supporting what we stand for.
But I have a question for Bharat, which is on the government. As Chandan Mitra rightly pointed out, they were also very schizophrenic in how they dealt with Anna Hazare and Baba Ramdev. So you had the ministers, including Pranab Mukherjee, rushing to the airport last year to greet Mr. Ramdev, and after that, you have Digvijay Singh, literally abusing him after that. Now they're clearly distancing themselves from him. Is that the right approach for them?
I don't know. It's for the government to decide what the government is confused, has been confused. I think Ramdev has a right to protest. Whether he has credibility to protest or not, let people decide. Okay, or let TV channels decide. But I'm saying
as we do every day.
But I'm saying that he has the right to protest if he's raising issues, and I think he's raising some important issues. Okay, I disagree with Ramdev. I disagree with the people who are behind him. But he's raising important issues. I think those issues should be taken on board, and the government would say, yes, you're right. Why should the CBI director not be an independent person?
But politically, is it smart for the government to look the other way and be dismissive of Ramdev?
I don't think so. I think it's stupid. You must always engage your people. Ramdev is not coming from America or from Moon or from Mars. He's an Indian citizen, and all those people there are Indian citizens. If they're saying right things, and I think a lot of what they're saying is correct, after all, twice the amount of our GDP is supposed to be stashed abroad, take that on board and say, look, this is what we are planning to do. You still want to protest after this? It's up to you. But take whatever good things they're saying.
So don't disengage. So what Bharat Bhushan says, they should continue to engage with, even with
I have a simplistic comment to make on this. Engage rapidly and aggressively with the cause that Ramdev has highlighted. You don't necessarily need to engage with the individual. When you engage with the individual, you make it into a silo, and then all the issues come up that, oh, is he clean, is he not? I think the cause, and it would serve the government's cause really well if they genuinely push through the Jan Lokpal bill in this session. I mean, there's nothing more credible for them if that happens.
Okay. I'm going to end it on that. I'd like to thank all of you very much for joining us, but I would request Suhail and Bharat to stay on for just another couple of minutes, because when we come back after this break, which is just for 2 minutes, we're going to look at one of the other interesting controversies that hit Parliament today. Sushil Kumar Shinde's rather strange comment against Jaya Bachchan, which made him eat his words later. More on Sushil Kumar Shinde and that controversy after the break. Don't go away. Well, the new Home Minister really got off on the wrong foot today. He was forced to apologize in Parliament after snapping at MP Jaya Bachchan, telling her that Assam is not a filmy issue but a serious matter. That was after she interrupted him during the Assam debate in the Rajya Sabha.
If the time comes to maintain,
Madam,
अरे सुनो बहन, मेरी बहन सुनो,
please,
सुनो मेरी बहन, जरा सुनो, ये बहुत चिंता का विषय है, ये फिल्म का विषय नहीं है, जरा सुनिए।
ये आप इंटरप्ट न करें, ये आप इंटरप्ट न करें।
नॉट अलाउइंग मी टू वर्क।
आप बोले।
अरे इसलिए कहा कि मैं पूरी फैमिली जानता हूँ, मैं बम्बई का हूँ, आई हैव गॉट ग्रेट रिस्पेक्ट, इसी के लिए मैं कह रहा हूँ उनको।
The honourable member, Mrs. Bachchan, is a very distinguished celebrity and an achiever in her own field. You can't use it as the Home Minister of India to make a taunt or a comment of this kind.
Not a good thing if Home Minister is talking and somebody to disturb. Is it the parliamentary procedure?
If the Home Minister is not willing to make amends, I urge upon you to kindly delete those remarks from the record.
Sir, if she has hurt you, I apologize for that.
Please.
She is my sister.
Well, let me get quick comments from our panelists here. Chandan Mitra, to you first. Obviously, I mean, remarks that have enraged many. How could he say something like that? What are your first reactions?
Yes, of course you can't say something like that. You're the Home Minister of the country. I mean, even an ordinary person kind of dismissing somebody as a, basically what it means. The typical thing there, hey, to filmy hai, nautanki hai, that kind of dismissive attitude. But let me just add one final remark. That in Bengali there's a proverb which says that anybody who goes to Lanka becomes a Ravan. I think this has to be modified in the current context and says anybody who gets into the Home Ministry becomes a Chidambaram with the same contempt for all other fellow human beings.
Mr. Bharat Bhushan.
Unfortunate comment. It shows the kind of bias people have against film stars and women. But I must say, at one level, I also wonder what some of these high achievers are doing in Rajya Sabha.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who say that, why should, film stars who really done nothing except act in their films be members of Parliament? But that doesn't take away from the fact that...
That doesn't take away from the fact she's a member of Parliament and he shouldn't have snubbed her like that.
But just a quick last word, Mr. Chandan Mehta, there also seem to be very quick judgments already being made on Mr. Shinde as Home Minister. I believe one of your party colleagues remarked today that he's Shivraj Patil Part 2. Is it too early to judge him like that?
You see, why I feel that Mr. Shinde has really got off on the wrong foot, because he's a very senior and experienced man. He has been Chief Minister of Maharashtra, he has held so many portfolios and is otherwise such a pleasant man. Today I was in the Rajya Sabha when he came around, greeted all of us, did some small talk and smiled all through, and we all expect Mr. Shinde to, when he is talking, to reflect that seriousness, authority and that spirit of accommodation. And he starts off by, kind of this insulting member who is a second term member of the Rajya Sabha and has been very active on a large number of cases and takes up social issues. She is not a decoration piece in the house. So Mr. Shinde should have, as Home Minister, he cannot afford to say this. I hope he is genuinely sorry and will make amends. We want him to succeed, but in order to succeed, he must be much more serious and remember the position that he holds today.
Bad first impressions of the Home Minister, not just because of this, but because of everything else? Or is everyone jumping to judge him too early?
I think it's too early to judge him. I think he'll prove to be a good Home Minister.
He's run
a state. He knows what law and order is all about and what political issues are all about.
And he's really risen from the ranks.
I think so.
Alright, we leave it at that, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us tonight and taking us through a range of issues, from the way Parliament functions to Baba Ramdev to the new Home Minister of the country. We'll be back tomorrow night on Left, Right and Centre. Do join us then.